Alright, hello. Welcome back to my Monday afternoon live coding stream. Today we're going to be doing some Xamarin work. I think we got a couple people in the chat already. I know last week we had, oops, that was my timer to get started. I should turn that off. Just let me know if there's any audio issues. I know last week there was some audio issues at the end, and I think my sound was a little, or my music, background music was a little too high. So just let me know. I'm still learning how all this works. But thanks for coming today. And before we get started with anything, I wanted to go and take a quick second to thank all of the people that have been following me. Started beginning of March doing streaming for coding, and now I'm up to almost 30 followers. So I'm gonna try and pronounce everyone's name. So Rick Rowe, EQR, Atomic J, LC Pablo, I'm gonna guess Odelup here, JF Versuis, Sukosama, Orul's, and then up at the end of our last stream we had John Galloway that started following me. So thanks everyone for following me, tuning in. I really appreciate everyone coming to check out some of the stuff that I'm working on. So earlier today, I blasted out to Twitter a vote to see what people would want me to do. Because last week we did .NET Nuke work, and that stuff's kind of old, but it's really cool. I do a lot of work in that space as well as mobile, and I had a couple different ideas of what I was going to be doing today. And hey, Jessica, thanks for joining us. Just getting started here, and I blasted out to Twitter to see what people want to see me do. So my big question today was .NET Nuke or Xamarin, and unanimously everyone voted for Xamarin work. So I got a couple plugins that I want to add some new functionality to that I'm not really sure how it's going to go, and I'm worried I might fail miserably. But let's see how it all plays out. So I posted this into the chat earlier, and I will add it back in. Chat. So this is a little project last year that it's called the circle button menu. What does that mean? So we scroll down here. It's a pretty simple flyout control. So we're not flying. I don't know the proper technical term for it, but I call it a flyout. I guess that's more web stuff. But yeah, you hit a button and all these menus start popping out. So it kind of allows us to put floating action buttons on our screen that allow us to have different things slide out of it, or like I said earlier, fly out, and then we can have access to all of those other menus. There's a problem with this control. I like the control. I've used it in a couple of different mobile apps. There's no platform-specific code in this. This is all using shared code and just different tools in Xamarin Forms. But one of the things that I don't like about this control is it just goes down. Doesn't go left, doesn't go right, doesn't go up. Just goes down. So I was thinking it'd be fun to try and make this do all the different directions that we want to go in. Alright, so that's what we're going to be working on today, and the last thing I did for this project was I added a sample project, so we'll be able to kind of plug and play right there with the sample project. So let me go open up my PowerShell and make sure I got the latest code here. Should be circle button menu. That looks good. Get one. Oh yeah, I added that thing. Okay. Just make sure I don't have to clean up any branches. Nope. Okay. And we'll just make sure we got the latest code. Updated it. Okay. So we'll just create a new branch. Call it directions. And the studio. Get started. Oh, people are joining. We're up to 4 people watching. circle button menu. I don't think, yeah, I put it all into the solution. All right. Oh. Excuse me. All right. Cool. So that's all loaded up. So you can go and download this code, and you got the sample project here, so you can actually deploy it right out to an app right away. There's we got some cake build scripts in here, so it should be real easy to get up and running with this. There's absolutely no platform specific code. I mean, we got these custom renderers and created these dummy variables because stuff was getting linked out. There's nothing too custom about this. So let's go and take a look at a sample project here, and we're just gonna go play on Android. Let's kick off the build so we can get started and make sure that we're deploying and everything's working. For the people that have joined, how is the audio quality? Is the background music now, is that volume good? I'll take no as a yes. And I did not update the resolution on my machine, so I need to update that while that builds. Then you guys can't see everything. We're gonna go down to here's the right resolution. 100. Better. Oh no, everything's all looking wonky now. Slide away from everything. There we go. That resolution set right. Okay. One more thing. I was running a little late today, so I'm usually a little bit more prepared when I start my streams. Just finished setting up more things when we're going. The build's still running in the background, so I got an excuse, right? Yeah. Over here. Tune in today and watch Andrew struggle with his Twitch stream. There we go, that's better. Perfect. There we go. Looks like we got our little app is deploying now. I'll update the font sizes for everything in a second so people can see, but the idea with our control here is we got this little plus button here. I click it, boom. That's cool. And these will all have their own commands and stuff to do different things. That's pretty much the little sample app that we're working in right now. I wanted to go update. Back at Hanson, some work I was doing today. Go back to home screen. Let's go and update all my fonts. No one can read this. Better. And same thing for my editor here. Type in the font. And here's 16's again. Alright. Well, let me know in the chat if you bigger. Yeah, bigger. Big for me, but looking at the we'll make that like. Yeah, that's better. Alright. Okay. So app deploys, all that stuff works, that's good. That's good to see. Great, thanks for the feedback. Yeah, I know I can increase the, yeah, I like doing the, updating the font, because then it's just everything. I know the zoom works as well. Someone recommended to me to do it with the font, because it works better. I don't know what difference, but thanks for the feedback there. Alright, so, we got our app working. Let's take a look at what's actually going on here. So, here it is. Circle button menu. This is everything. This is writing a view by C# though. We're not using XAML at all for this. So there's that fun debate in Xamarin where do I use XAML? Do I use C# code? I say use what makes sense for the job. And in my case here, it made a lot more sense when we load the app back up. Put it. There it is, circle button menu. It made a lot more sense to create this with C# code, and then I could just easily, manipulate it all in C# instead of going back and forth to XAML. And so this is all the code for it. Now let's go and take a look at my tap event. So I got this tap root button, and if it's open, care about what it's open. So we're just doing manipulation here on the root and where it goes. So I should be able to, yeah. So this is kind of how it all hooks in together is when I come back here, what I'm going to do is we're going to make it a little bit smaller, slide you to the end, yeah. Now we can kind of look at both at the same time. So, and this is kind of the code that we're looking at right now. So if we do the tap root button, if it's open, we translate all of our buttons back to 0, 0, because we just iterate through this collection of buttons, which is these 3 buttons right here, and then just translates them back up. So that's easy peasy. That code's going to stay the same no matter what we do. But down here, this is where we move it out. So if I wanted it to go left, so this is, if I want it to go left, we should be able to do this, but I don't think this is going to work. I remember when I was in college, I went to school for game development. The first things they taught us was how the coordinate plane is completely opposite of what you think. So, going down is actually positive, and I believe going left here, that might actually still be positive. Let's give this a shot. I haven't actually touched the algorithms in this code in a long time, so we're going to have to play with it and make sure we get our bearings before we actually start doing anything with it. Alright, so if I hit this button, yeah, you see that's exactly what I was afraid of. It goes off screen to the right. I want it to go left. So we'll do negative distance. And now I'll go to the left. But, and it was kind of hard to see because it went off screen there, but when I hit the button again, it just all went back to 0, 0. So now we have our flyout going out to the left. If I hit, it all just comes back. So that's great that it just all comes back so nicely. So now all we have to do, stop it, debugger here. So basically all we gotta do here, the to-do statement, to-do, is handle direction and apply correct translation. So that's easy, right? The base distance should stay the same, so maybe what we need to do is create some type of switch statement here. Do you want a switch statement? I'm not even sure the best way to handle it. So the translate to, we go down would be distance would be here. maybe what we do is I create a couple variables. So let's say so we're going to translate x, put that to 0, translate y, put that to 0, and maybe we have a switch statement. I'm not going to write it. Yeah, we can write it as a switch. Maybe there's some type of direction variable. I haven't created the direction variable, so don't freak out that we haven't done it yet. I'm just kind of jotting down notes for us. So maybe there's, case would be, direction down to translate x. Actually, we don't need to set x, we can set y is equal to distance. Break, and then kind of do the rest of our cases. So we can do the case direction dot left, and that would, we need to update translate x equal to negative distance. Break, and when we get down here, we just have it set in translate x, translate y. That's all. That's it. That's all we have to do. So that's not hard, right? Let's comment out some of my notes here, and we're just going to set this one to distance. Oh, I set distance down there. Oh, that's not going to work. This distance is a variable that we define based off of our base distance for each individual item. So we're going to need to set our translate x and our translate y for each item of them. So what we need to do is go here. No big deal. The idea still remains the same. I'm just going to plug in distance there for now. Okay. So for each iteration of our loop, we create this distance variable, and then we're going to have a switch statement that decides how to apply that amongst the translate y and the translate x. So that's not going to be too bad. So what we're going to do now is let's take a look at our bindable properties inside this class. I'm just going to go with stuff I don't care about. Thought we had some bindable properties. Here we go. So like we got index selected. So what we're going to do is we can start creating some new bindable properties that we'll use for directions. So public object and direction. But before we do that, we need to create an actual model for this. So I'm going to create a new class in here. I'm going to call this, you guessed it, direction. And public here. Say up, down, right, left. And one of the things I like to do with all my enums is I like to set the top one to 0. That way it forces everything to count. I've ran into too many problems where I haven't done this, and I've just ran into issues down the road. So, but just setting one of them is kind of setting your speed for the rest of them. Anyways, we can talk about that for hours, but we're not going to do that because we're talking about directions. Alright, so now we're just going to follow your standard bindable property initialization logic here. So I'm going to say get turn direction, get value, and it's going to be called direction property. We haven't created that yet, but we're going to create it in a second. Do the same thing here, set value, direction property, value. semicolon. Alright. And now we can actually wire up our bindable property portion. I can do public, static, and I'm just really just copying the code that I have below. Direction property. So now we're creating that. We're going to create it as a bindable property. Say I want to create it. And we'll say it's the name of direction. Type of direction. And the next one. Layering type. So the control that we're in, we'll say type of. Our control is called circle, button menu. So we'll plug that in. The default value we're going to say is up. And should I be doing anything else? I don't think I need to do property change. So down here, property change, and we'll do the property change. In our case here, we're wiring up the tap gesture. We don't really need to do that. We just need to set the actual direction. When someone taps on the control itself, it should know direction, send everything in. So I think we're fine, but we might come back to that. So let's go take a look at some of the sample code I wrote to make sure. Well, yeah, let's go take a look. Pull it here. Slide my coffee a little further away. I'll make a mess on my laptop. Alright, so now I should be able to come in here and say direction. Oh, I already had a flow direction. Did I not realize this? What is that? Is that something different? Something different. So put a circle button. Nope, that's something different. That just reminded me. This week on my stream, I downloaded a tool that will allow me to show you guys the what's the word I'm looking for? The hotkeys that I'm using. I forgot to turn it on. Here it is. And I believe I just need to do Control-Shift-P. No. What's the hotkey for it? This is the tool, but it's not working. My stream's a mess today. Let me go to their website and make sure I get it right. Yeah, tune in today and watch me struggle. This is my struggle city. It's Control-Alt-P. My mistake. Control-Alt-P. Is it showing up behind that? Control-Alt-P. There we go. Cool. So that's, you see the hotkeys that I'm hitting. I don't like where that's showing up on the screen, so press that. More. Press left. That's wrong. Not being very helpful. Oh well. Well, we'll just slide it over Visual Studio. And slide it right. I'll be more prepared next week. But this week, you get to watch me struggle. Alright. So when I do stuff like Control Dot, wasn't. Not showing up at all. So weird. This was working so good for me the other day when I tested it. Need to leave that thing open? Now control tab's not working. Whatever. Alright, I'll play with that on my own time. Directions. Yes. So now, we were over looking at character here. I have a property called direction. And I can just plug in the direction right here from our enum. So, I just hit Control Space there to pop open my IntelliSense. So, let's make it go to the left. Left. Now, we go back up to the function we were messing with. Tap root button. Open that up. So we'll set this back to 0 and delete that one. Now I should have direction. Should let me add our missing cases. So if we go left, translate x will be negative distance. If we go down, translate y will be distance. So that means if we go up, translate y will equal negative distance. And if we go right, translate x will distance. So we said that we wanted to go. Let's run it and see what happens. I enjoy my cold brew coffee here. It's almost that time of year. Alright, so we said in our page we want to go left, so it should go left. It goes left. Look at that. That's pretty cool. Let's move this. I don't want it to be. I want it to be centered. Let's go center and expand. And center and expand. We'll reload it. I want it in the middle of the page so we can test all the different ways that we can manipulate it. Maybe we'll update the sample project here so we can quickly do it on the fly instead of having to read every single time. Oh, that didn't center it. Did everything but center it. Center. It's just this. Maybe this will help. Hardest thing in Xamarin is placing things on the screen where you want them to be. Now. Still all the way, but I don't want it there. There. Sucks. Even when it's fully expanded, it's not. Well, let's start hacking away at my channel. Figure out what's going on. Just comment out everything. Maybe it's a container problem. Click it right there and see what happens. I told you, you're tuning in today to watch me struggle. Well, that's better. That's kind of where I wanted it, but now it's taking up that little bit of space. Not sure. That's no bueno there. We need to fix that. So we'll do fill and expand. I want all of my space. That's better. Maybe we add our stack layout in again. So trying to use almost got or something, but sample project. Something like that. Throw in center. Probably center the ones. Because on the first draw, when we did it just control, it was only taking up the initial space, so it didn't give us enough area, screen real estate. Well, that's better. You know what? I wonder if it's something actually in the circle button then. The whole thing is just red button. Ooh, well, that oh yeah, I totally threw some hacks into this to get the stuff working. That explains a lot. So our layout options are not being copied over correctly. That's frustrating. Because this, wow, here. I bet you if I did live. That's comment those out. I'll clean it up later. If I did center and center here. And this is giving us padding on the bottom side. See, that's better. That makes sense. Because now we're specifying that we want center. That's really not center. Center is down where my mouse is over here, but the reason why it's not, we added all this padding and the way it was left, top, right, bottom. So we're adding 300 to the bottom. It's not actually going down, it's everyone left. So it's all this space right here. So I'm just curious, maybe we just do, maybe we don't need that padding. Totally destroy all the code that I wrote in this once upon a time. Alright, so that's more centered. That flies out correctly. So that's better, right? Like for stuff not to go off the screen for demo purpose. I can live with that. So we have these layout options here to be able to do. If I comment out these two, they're going to work. Well, that looks like a pancake. Gray pancake with a plus sign on it. That's not what I want. That's not what I want at all. So we need those. I don't think we need this code anymore. So let's keep it. That. Okay. And okay, so the padding is kind of a hack. After changing control, yeah, so we can get rid of this comment now, because that was a comment about that hack. Okay, so now that says center, that says center. I wonder if I could just bring this code back. Drop it back here. And that. That's it. Now I want this stuff to that. That still works. That's still where I want it to be. And let's uncomment this because to be able to add some buttons down there for our sample project, so we can show people how to make it, how to change it. I don't want to mess up positioning too much with that. Oh, cool. That actually... Alright. Yeah. Okay. Find that, so I want... Let's do some tabs. I like all my things up. Perfect. Okay. Vertical up with this, drop it down at the bottom. And here, somebody will be watching the video back, or Zassim says, why aren't I using the live XAML? I'm working up to the fancier tools. But we just reload right now. Oh, I know why it's not displaying that. We're not going to mess with that too much. I spent way too much time trying to get this stuff styled correctly. Okay, so we're able to go and make it go to the left. So if we go back to our main page, we'll make it go up. We haven't tested any of those things. We were just messing around with positioning it on the screen. So now let's test it. Up. Oh no. See, this is what I was afraid of. It goes up. I don't have that screen facing. So it goes up. So maybe here and over here. Let's open enough screen space. Which I might want to plug that into the actual control itself, so user can't adjust it, because that's at the grid level. No. So that is actually, I think that's going to be on the stack layer at the parent level. I'm not giving it enough spaces. We set center and expand. Xamarin tries to be smart and give you just spacing. So, guest passing, I think you need thickness because creating a rim. Oh, sorry about that. Yeah, so that padding I threw in there was a hack, and I want to try and get it out. So this is better. So, uh, you are right. You are 100% right. The thickness, if we add it in, it would work. But the caveat to that is, I'm trying to build a control here that doesn't require somebody coming in here and modifying this, and I do not want to put this property as a bindable property. If I put it as a bindable property, it becomes a very confusing API to work with. So I want it to just work. And it's very easy for me to go into the docs now and say, hey, you need to make sure your container, so our stack layout in this case, gives you enough space. In our case, just say fill and expand. Done. Like we were able to do background color. Let's use, we were to rerun this, we'll be able to see all the screen space that our stack layout was taking over. So right now we have the entire screen, which is kind of what we want for a control like this. So now we could easily just pop in with whatever direction we want. Right now we're saying up, so I can say right, and it'll still work. I'm going to get rid of that background color though. And that was kind of the direction my head was at when I first built this. Just use the padding. If this works, we'll commit these changes, and what I want to try doing next is diagonals. I think diagonals would be a fun one to do. So that goes right, and let's go back to down. My real vision with this control is I want to get carried away with these animations. One of the ones I want to do is have it when you press the button, the additional buttons kind of fly out and make a circle around the main control. And just do silly stuff. But okay, so all that stuff works. So I'm just gonna come over here, go to my changes, and say added directions. Pull up, down, right, and left. Plug in my passphrase. Done. Okay, so what I want to do now, we're going to add in a couple more directions. I'm going to up right, down right, up left, and down. So we'll say upright would be actually that way. Me, it's this way. But making those diagonal directions. Do that to our circle button menu. Comment. We don't need that thing. But now I'm gonna have my case here. I'll say case direction up right. We're gonna say our translate X for up, nothing, but Y. Let's start with the Y. It's still gonna be distance, but I'm gonna divide it by 2. And we're gonna add a translate X. We still care of up. Now we're gonna say right distance divided by 2. And break. Let's see if that does it. Which one did I say we're doing? We're doing upright. IntelliSense hasn't caught up to everything. Oh, there. For using statements, hit the go button. See if this works. I'm worried it's gonna do something really funky. No, that worked. That's cool. Wow. I can click that button all day. Wow, that's kind of cool. Okay, so let's add in the rest of those commands. Math is fun, isn't it? While I don't build video games anymore, I went to school for it and it really taught me a lot about the coordinate plane and computer graphics and working with stuff like this. So doing the translations here is, I just kind of go back to a lot of the stuff that we had to write when I was in college when we were learning to build games, how to manipulate these things. So it's, I guess all that's finally paying off for me. We'll do up left. So I'll say translate. Translate y is still going to be the same. We'll say distance -2. Translate x is just going to be flipped. So I'll say negative distance divided by 2. We'll break. Say case direction dot downright. Y be the opposite of translate up, so we'll say distance then, divided by 2. With x equals 8. So 6 distance over 2. And we'll break. Case direction dot down left is going to put y equals distance over 2. And so x is just going to be the opposite. Just negative distance divided by 2. We'll break. I might actually throw all of this code into a separate file. The code a little bit cleaner. Let's test this out. So if we come in here and we add in top left, that don't. Oh no! That was hilarious. That was not what we wanted it to do at all. That was bad. Let's see if any of the other ones are broken. So up left. Let's go down left. I could just slid it over. Oh, not right. Not. Well, that's better. Whew. Okay, I'm not sweating anymore. I'm really happy with how that came out, but again, I'm not really happy with the spacing because I'm here clicking it with my mouse, but if I come in here, I have a touchscreen laptop, so I can press it, and my finger on the laptop is bigger than these buttons, and I got the screen blown up, so we're going to need to put some more spacing in there. Actually, it's much bigger than a plus-size screen, so we'll adjust the spacing. So down left works. Let's see if down right works. In the middle. Okay, so down right works. Actually, we're a lot better than I thought I was going to. Go back to our up left. Oh, all sorts of busted. uplift. What did I do wrong here? Oh, yeah, that's not right at all. Line 73 is just moving it to a new location right here. Oops. That's wrong. That's bad. Let's fix that. Dude. Update that to like translate x. Here we got the variable that we created instead of the actual control. Like what I was doing was I was actually accessing the translate x property on the and then took that and moved it over. Now we're actually updating our variable that gets applied to the translate animation function. So now, there we go. Perfect. That came out. Let's what are we doing? We're doing uplift. Let's see how it looks if I maybe instead of dividing it by 2, we divide it by nothing. Usually when you do like world animations that far, but let's see how this looks. Yeah, see, that's too much. Too much white. I want it to be. Because that'll convert this whole thing into a double. Maybe what we need to do is just cast it to an int. We don't need to be very precise here. So it'll just drop the decimal at that point. Translate the integer value we get from that. That'll be fine. Yeah, that's better. I think that's the appropriate amount of spacing. That looks sharp. Slides in, slides out. That can't be so nice. Alright, so let's just update the rest of these. So, 5, 12, and 2. Cast the whole thing to an int. Perfect. So now the action. Plug in my security code password. Okay, so what other things do we do with this? I want to add some buttons here so we could you know, swap it out, fly. So and let's just create a layout. And expand. Center expands. I can put it down toward the bottom. We can keep the label in it. Maybe I want to. I guess I could have done a grid in the beginning, but we'll have the grid now. just demo code, it doesn't do a whole lot, so. Well, I could do it without a grid. That might get kind of. Yeah, without a grid. I always like the challenge of doing stuff without grid. I like these stack layouts better. I want to create a button. Let's say up. And I can get. Yes, we'll do up. Another button goes down. Another button that will stay left. I'm going to reorder these in a minute. Just going to create them all. Show you what I'm thinking of doing. So I'm thinking we're going to try and create some buttons that we'll just put on the screen that will say up, left, right, down. I'm hoping I can put arrows on it with I get the correct key code for it, but so up and down are going to be easy. The left and right, I'll need to create another stack layout. We'll do horizontal. We're going to stack layout horizontal. See how this looks. That might work. Might not work. That looks like. I mean, that's not bad. We almost got exactly what we wanted on the first try. So I'm gonna create another stack layout. Make it horizontal first. We want to do those up left, up right. Button, text, up left. Have another one here. Button, text, right. Bottom orientation is horizontal. Button text down left. Copy this one. And we'll do button text. Guessed it. Down right. Alright, let's see how this. That should give us all the coordinates that we want to do animations. But this one over here, this button, the right button's not where I want it to be. Horizontal options. And maybe? No, that didn't put it at the end. Why didn't I put that at the end? Oh. That end. Add and expand into both of these. Let's see what that does. And expand, yeah. When I took the Xamarin certification test of Xamarin, it was probably one of the hardest things for me was the expand versus non-expand. Okay, so that's better, but I don't think I need this. Let's see how that looks. Ah, perfect. Thank you, Jessipus, for the and expand recommendation there in the chat. I mean, it makes sense. You know, we put something at the end. We need to expand to fill out that white space there. That makes sense. Perfect. Let's do that for this one as well, because we got a little bit of space here. Maybe we'll just slide that one over. We're gonna do the same thing down here. That way, just everything kind of lined up. I like everything to be neat in my code. My code as well as you know what like it. I would play some cool sound effect if I had it for, you know, celebration device there. I'll be expand, but I don't have any fancy Stream Deck set up. That's going to be our next project. Alright, so let me just adjust positioning of these buttons because I want this to be centered. I don't like how that's looking. So now I'm just being particular, making you guys watch me position stuff. The rabbit hole, we go down. Well, that should do. The center expands. Yeah, that's fine. We're gonna update these to the actual arrows. But for now, what I want to do is I want to wire up some event stuff. So like, you just be able to do. I think that's what I want. I don't want a command. We're just gonna do click. Yeah, button click. I don't like button click. We're gonna say change direction. That's what I want. What? Change direction. Like we're not gonna use the scaffolding. We'll just go in there and do it ourselves. Okay. So when we do this, can I pass a parameter? I would need to create like a tap gesture. Think about this one. I could just read the string, but I don't want to do that. Let's not do that. What I could also do is I could just do /button. Make it off compose. Bit of a label or something. We'll just do command parameter. So I could do if we did that. Yeah, we'll do that. Change direction. Parameter. I do. Okay. Just slide these things back. So what did we say up left? Up left 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that's gonna be 6. So now, oh, we got a binding context here already. Perfect. So let's create, what did I call it? Direction. New command. And say on change direction. Quit comment. Okay. Perfect. Control dot, scaffold our method. Boom. Using the direction. So yeah, perfect. Now, when someone clicks this button, it's going to call change direction and pass in 6. As we know over here, a 6 is up left, right? Because that's 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Perfect. Okay. So let's do something similar for the rest of these. Before we do that though, I want to test this, because up here we were able to pass in just up left and it knew. I wonder if we can do something like that here. I don't know if it'll be smart enough to actually cast it appropriately, but you can always try, right? You never know unless you try. Direction. Let's drop a good old breakpoint and try it. We said up left, right? Something's happening. Well, that didn't work at all. Let's just give that to 0. It'll be fine. We might actually need to convert that to a string, but let's try it. See what happens next. And which one did we fire up? That would be the up left. Nothing. Which direction? I bet you, because the command doesn't know what the object is, and we're just going to pass it on. Tune in this week and watch me struggle with commanding next. When all else fails, we'll just box it to an object. There we go. What is direction? That's string. That is a string. So I should be able to update that to string. If that's a string, I might be able to pass in the up left, and then I could try casting that, or converting it to the well, let's play with it. You never know, we'll figure it out. Yeah, direction that, but what if I come in here and say direction is really up left? I have an immediate window down here that I can type in. I can say, oh, that is really... Can I make the font bigger in here? I can't. Goes away. What if we said direction? If I tried casting it and control direction? Invalid cast. Well, grab the email. Oh. Yes. I like that approach better, but I'm worried that it's still not going to work. So let's try it. Give it a shot. So to grab the email, do command parameter, do x static. So I for better or for worse, I typically don't end up doing stuff. So we do x static. We got control Controls. Controls is that namespace to the abstractions. Give us direction notation. So up left. Yeah, let's see if that works. I got the controls up here. IntelliSense wasn't working for it, but we all know how good that IntelliSense is. Back here. That works. I'll learn something new today. Thanks for the suggestion. See what happens. Oh, look at that. So cool. You get 2 thumbs up. I love it. That's what we're gonna do. We're just gonna, and now everything's strongly typed. I like this. This is good. This is good. Like I said, teamwork makes the dream work here. Give the shout out to Jess Press for the big suggestion there. That was great. So now what we'll do is we'll just update all these. Should probably just copy and paste them in. I'll just come back in a second and update where they're pointing to. Alright. We've got 2 more to do. Alright, so this one's down right. I'll say down right. This one is just down. Down left. This one is right. And just left. This one over here is upright. And up. Perfect. Oh. So cool. Now, we'll make sure all those parameters are being passed correctly. So up left. What is direction? Direction is up left. Continue. So we hit up now. Direction is up. Perfect. Upright. Direction is upright. Perfect. Let's hit right. Direction is right. Looks like it's working. Oh my gosh. So that's clean. Instead of doing all those casting things, I'm gonna have to use that from now on. I knew you could do it. I just always struggled with the syntax. Left. Alright. Perfect. So that all works, which is great. So now what I can do is I can just grab our control, which I don't think I named, but we're gonna name it now. Yeah, I didn't name it. So we'll give our control a name. Let's call it menu. Now I come over here and say menu dot direction equals our new direction. Perfect. That should be it. Now, if we hit up, go up. That's cool. Let's close it because I'm afraid that if I hit one of these. Let's go back to up. What happens? Okay. Well, it's going to translate back to 0, 0. So that's fine actually. So if I hit right, so cool. Oh, you test everything. This is so cool. Wow, I'm really happy with how it's doing. Alright, so that's working. That's great. Let's check this in before I forget. Edit control or direction control buttons. Direction control buttons to the sample app. So I'm thinking what we can do now is when they press this, why don't we fire the actual the animation? I should have it. We can. Is it public? Oh no, it's private. Who calls it? Do it on this tap gesture. View control. Maybe I can do it live. No, that's alright. So let's go look up those arrow keys that I'm so interested in. Let's tap it. Arrow. It's so weird. That's just like copying this. Yeah. Nope. Do it. Trying to remember what I need to search for. But I know we can do. I wonder if this would actually. What did they say they would? Down arrow. Set it down. Yawn it now. Wow, that's where it is. Let's see. Go with it. So like this. Keeper. Trigger. I forgot the word I'm looking for. It's not key code, but it's like ASCII representation. Like ASCII code. Oh, so I need to do like /u. That's what I was saying. /u. Maybe that would be. Right. Well, it's building, so that's positive. That's not positive. No. We'll just leave it. If you know how to do that, please, 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 please come to our repository right here. A Huffling / circle button menu and submit a pull request for me. I would absolutely love that. I don't think I have any changes here, so Let's go back to our circle button. Play with this a little bit more. I said I wanted to kind of pull this code out and put it into its own function. Because I don't want to do that because this translate is based off of the buttons. Maybe we'll just create a simple method here. We'll use the slash u is just when it comes. Okay. I will need to do some more research on those codes so I can get that working correctly. But what we're going to do here is I'm going to create a function to store that switch statement so we can add more complicated logic in there. We'll just have it return the new C# tuples. So did translate. Okay. What is that translation going? Can I take a direction? No, it doesn't need the direction. We'll just say take a distance. This code. Stick it right here. Turn. Translate X. Translate Y. System value tuple is not predefined. Just let me define it up here. Cannot define a class or member that realizes tuples file. Let's fix that. Properties. Build. Choose the latest version. Nope. Close for now. Let's see if we can get this to build. I thought equal like that. Identify a class or member that you equals because the file requires system. Thought that was included in the standard. Well, you can always just do tuple. That works too. Don't like it, but it works. Let's say call translation. And get translation and distance. So, translation. But see, now it's making me do item 1 or item 2. I don't want that. That's not very clear to me. Let's see if we can figure this out. I do that. You know, let's just Google that. System value tuple. Is not defined or what does it say? Perfect. Stack Overflow further one here. You need to install system value tuple. What version of Net Standard are we using? We have 2.0 at this point. We are on 2.0. I guess I need to include it. That's learn something new every day. When you get packaged, yeah, I want to use tuples. It'll just be with the sample code, so we don't really worry too much. We don't need to stress too much. 4.4, that's what I want. System value tuple. Perfect. For the sample code. Install. So weird. I didn't realize that it wasn't included in that standard out of the box. I thought it was in the standard. Guess it's not. Oh well. That's why we got NuGet. Alright. It's added. So we're going to come back here and set this. Oh, I must have thought it was a bad word. Kinda. Well, thanks for trying. I appreciate that. I need to work on my chat bot one of these days. I'm just using whatever comes with Streamlabs right now. We'll want to actually create a full bot that does different things for us. But we were in our sample code here, right? Not sample code. We were over here, right? Now, if I do that, I should be able to say this. Call this translate x and y. Translate x. Translate y. That looks better to me. Let's see if this builds. Let's build our string. Cannot define a class or member that utilizes tuples against the compiler required. But we just did that. What am I missing here? We just added value tuple. Value tuple by adding tuple. Got it right here, right? Oh, value tuple not in there. Why isn't that in there? Because I added it to the sample project. That's why. I need to add you to everything. Then I'm going to remove the sample projects. Well, that means we got to ship that with our. We'll see how this works. I don't know if I want to ship that dependency. What I'm going to do is take these three and we'll uninstall. We don't need an example code, we need it in the for code there. There we go. Here. Oh, look at that. Everything starts magically working. That's... No. Now. Big T. Big T. Translate X. Well, that should still work. Hit the go button and see what happens. Thing. They'll build it. We're to rock. Plus, we added that new Git package in there. It's got to do a full rebuild, which takes a little bit. Oh, there we go. Oh, fine. And then, all right. Running. Be able to test all of our directions. Let's go up first. Up. Perfect. Let's go up right. Let's go around the world. Alright. Go right. Right works. Down right. Ah, it's so cool. I really love how this control works. Animations in Xamarin. There is no platform code with this. It's all shared code. Oh, just can't. It's so nice. Makes me happy. Alright, so we're gonna do. What change did I do here? Here with unmodified. For that. Just do change. Alright, so the added tuples for handler / employee. That. Let's go check out master. We'll merge that in. Direction. Go. Perfect. I'll just push that up. Alright, now that should have kicked my build process here. Well, that's not very useful. Go up there, see what's going on. This is a project I need to convert over to Azure DevOps. Oh, here we go. Build's already running. Perfect. Just what I wanted us to look at. Yeah, so that's working. Cool. When that's done, it will be up on a NuGet feed here. Haven't added it onto the main NuGet update yet. I got a couple other changes I think I want to try and get in for this. One of the big things I really need to do in this project is I need to get off AppFair to Azure DevOps, but AppFair works fine. Oh, we need to update the docs! Why did anyone remind me? Oh, thank you for the security warning there about logging in. Yeah, we need to close that anyways because it's not working the way I want it to work. Done. Yeah. So we forgot to update the docs. I very much like to have these docs updated for us, so we can just be able to edit it right here. And what we're going to say is direction equals, let's say like down left. Another one here. And we'll say direction gets or sets the direction will fly out in. And what was my default? Default is up. And I need to space all these over because I want all my stuff to be lined up. Lined up. Oops. Perfect. Anything else I need to do here? So now the docs will be updated. Maybe we'll throw in this additional table here, or section to our table. What would we say that there? Let's go back. So 1.0.9 is what we have out in the wild. So I'm just going to update this. Since we got some features we're adding in that are not going to be on GitHub yet. Not GitHub, on NuGet. So this is in preview. Alright, we'll commit that. And that way anyone looking here at the docs will just go that's in preview. Let's update this screenshot here as well. I got this gift that someone recommended. I download these little apps that do certain things. I can never remember. Let's see. No, it's like I forgot the name of it. Doorbell, screen to gift. There it is. I think this is the one. Yeah, so I really like this. It's nice and clean for me to take gifts to use. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna load up our circle button sample app. It loads up. What I'm gonna do is select this space right here. Slide that down out of there. Slide that over. I'm gonna bring this down there. Everything on the screen. Yeah. Now this is a nifty little tool. I'm a fan. So I'm just gonna hit the record button and I can go and play with everything. So we'll hit record, and that way we can update this. That'll be cool. Record. We'll just go around the world. Down left as well. Top left. Up. And stop. Perfect. replay it. That'll be nice. So we can just check that into the repository. I wonder if I can speed this up. Let's zoom. Playback. Edit. I want to reduce the frame count. Increase. What if we like drop that number? No, I don't like that. Let's bring that back down to back up. Oh well. So let's save this. I should just be save as GIF. Save the file with folder of choice. Overwrite if it exists. No. Cancel. Cancel bar. Save as. I forgot to scroll down here to find our proper spot. So E drive, circle button menu, demo.gif, replace. Now I can see. We'll upload that to the repository. Done for today. This was successful. I think we added in some really cool functionality to this control, so next time I go to use it, I'll be able to go bidirectional. I'm happy with how that came out. Alright, so that's done. Let's go back here. So we got that. So we added demo showcasing direction animations. Pull before I can push, and you push, and we reload here. Perfect. Look at that. All right. Yeah. No, this came out good. Alright, well. Thank you so much for everyone that came and helped me work through these directional APIs we added to my circle button. Feel free to submit pull requests to that project or try it out. It is on NuGet. I'm going to go and try and update the new package probably later this week. I want to make sure it doesn't break some of the stuff that I know is already out there in the field. But check it out. It's pretty cool control, and it's got some good examples for how to build and translation based. Thanks for coming, Justify. Thanks for working through some of this stuff with me. I appreciate your help. You taught me some new stuff today as well. But nonetheless, we are wrapping up today. Thanks again, everyone, for showing up, and we'll see everyone next week at 4 p.m. We'll be doing some more open source work. Until next time, I will see you on Twitter or anywhere you can get a hold of me. Bye now.